can't help it. Somebody said, I started dating my boy best friend of 2 years, and it is kind of weird to navigate the transition. Will it get better? To be honest, I think anything can get better in a relationship between two people who have a genuine friendship and genuinely love each other and care for each other. I think anything can be solved between two people who have a relationship like that through honest communication and mutual dedication. And that rhymed. So that's kind of awesome. But I really think that if both of you can talk through it together, honestly and genuinely, and I think if both of you are truly dedicated to figuring it out, anything is possible. I really believe that. It's when one person stops communicating or when both of you stop communicating. It's when one of you becomes less dedicated or both of you become less dedicated. That's when it's harder to say. Actually, it's not even harder to say. That's when things won't work out. But if both of you are dedicated to figuring out this transition, which I can imagine would be really uncomfortable. If you were really close for a really long time and then now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, like your pants are off. It's weird. It's weird. It would be weird. I've actually never really done that. To be honest, it's funny because I'm the first one to preach, like, relationships built on friendship first are set up for success. Far more than relationships that start with lust. And then, because a relationship at the end of the day is a friendship where there's a sexual element, but it needs to be a friendship arguably first, because you're not having sex all the time. You're having sex like 5% of the time. And then the other 95% of the time, you're friends. That's really what you are. You're friends who maybe every once in a while, like, touch the butthole, like when the other one's walking up the stairs. That is dating. But you're really just friends. So if you don't have a solid friendship, good luck. And it's much harder to figure out the friendship piece after the fact than it is to figure out the sexual piece after the fact. I feel like the sexual piece, sometimes you're just not compatible. So be it. But I think that's something that can usually be figured out or experimented with much easier than the friendship element. So I really believe you guys can figure this out. Like, I believe it with my whole heart. The closest thing I ever had in dating, when I look back at my past relationships, the relationship that I think has been overall the most successful from a problem solving standpoint, like the person that I've dated that I've been able to problem solve the best with overall was the person that I was friends with for the longest first. Does that make sense? And I mean, we weren't friends for very long, and there was always sort of this undertone of like dating, but we didn't have any sort of sexual interaction with one another for like a month and a half. Like, we just talked on the phone for like a month and a half and then met in person and then, and then we were dating. But you get what I'm saying. And we really got to know each other and build a foundation. Again, it's not like fully being like besties first, but it was the closest thing I've ever had to that. But I will say that particular relationship, the problem solving was the most successful. And so based on personal experience, I think you fucking got this because you have that foundation of friendship. That might be what's kind of getting in the way and making things weird right now, but it's also the thing that's going to help make it possible to solve it together.